For the bottom three questions, we're asking you to tell the domain and the range without a graph. Well, just because we didn't ask you to draw a graph doesn't mean that you will get penalized if you draw a graph, okay? So you are more than welcome to make a sketch yourself. And I would strongly recommend you to make a sketch yourself for two reasons. One, it makes it a lot easier to tell the domain and range because you can visualize it. Okay, like for example, this one. You have the graph move to the left 2 units. So that's the graph. And with this graph, you can just go ahead and describe the domain and range, which is 2 to infinity for the domain. And the range is 0 to infinity right here. So that's one reason that I would strongly encourage you to draw a graph because you can tell the domain and range a lot easier. Yes? Oh, sorry, yes, -2. Yeah, thank you. The other reason why you always want to make a sketch, even though they told you not to make a sketch or you don't have to make a sketch, is that when you take SAT or any future courses, especially in pre-calc and calculus, we expect that you know how to picture the graph. That's our expectation, okay? We're not going to say, oh, we need to teach you how to graph again. No, you learn this now and you keep it. You keep it for the rest of your life, okay? And you should try your very best to keep them. And then you look at the next question, okay? We do the same thing right here. So we're like, yeah, what about this graph? Well, it's moving to the left 5 units and up 4 units. So left 5, up 4. And then there's a minus. That means it's going to reflect over the x-axis, meaning that it's going to go down. Now, how does it go down? I don't know, but it's going to go down. And since we only care about the domain and range, then we say, let's go ahead and just do domain and range. Domain is from -5 to infinity. The range is from negative infinity to 4. Okay, again, if you have a graph, it makes your life a lot easier. Okay. Oh, yeah, brackets, yes. Thank you. Oh, what am I doing this? Should be parentheses, negative infinity, and then 4 brackets. Thank you. And then now, the very last one. Okay, this one, it's a bit challenging. This one's a bit challenging right here. Okay. Now, what makes it challenging is that it is not in the same form that we saw earlier, okay? This is the form, right? This is a standard form. You have the square root and then plus a number, okay? But then for this one, the number comes up front. Well, guess what you can do? You can go ahead and rearrange it. And then when you do the inside, make sure that you also resemble the standard form. And if you go ahead and do that, then you have a much easier time to take a look at the picture. So we say, oh yeah, this is moving to the right 4 units and up 1 unit. Okay, we have a point right here. It is moving to the left because of the negative for the b value. And it's going to move down because of the negative a value. So this is the graph. Okay, this is the graph. And so the domain is going to be anything from negative infinity to 4, including 4. And then the range is negative infinity to 1, including 1. Okay? And yes. This one? In front. You mean this one right here? Because of this. Because you have a number that is not 1 in front of x, it's a negative 1. So just like earlier, we have to factor it out so that we have a b value. Okay, so the b value in this case will be negative 1. And that's how we know there's a reflection over the y-axis. Okay. So now the graphing part, it's not super challenging. Okay, so you can definitely handle this. Just make sure that you see more, and this is why I've given you all these graphs, okay, at the beginning, so that you can make some sense out of it. I don't want you to just start from reading the equation, drawing the equation straight away. I want you to look at the equation, look at the line, and then make some good conclusions about the transformations. And then you can build your confidence, build your knowledge to make good graphs later on, and then tell the domain and range later on. Okay?